Alright. At this point, we want to... Well, first things first, if you do this fast enough, you gotta do this right at dawn, fire an arrow into the sun, and destroy the sun. But more to the point, get yourself some fire arrows. These aren't necessary for beating the game, but they're fun. There you go. They're fun. I should go into marketing for the fire arrows. So now we can reach this little platform here. Maybe we could have done this before. Navi looking like we could have done a Scarecrow song there, but this is a perfect opportunity to do it right here once that sun goes up. They know, but there's also, if we actually get our good lineup here again, let's make it nighttime, because there's a Skulltula right, a gold Skulltula, the best kind, right where Sheik was standing. It's on top of this tree here, and can't really see it warp in here. It's a little tricky. I like to come in from this side. There you go. It's right on top of the tree here. There you go. Gold Skulltula, number 77. All right. We don't have like a lot of no, we got some middle quest stuff as we try to speed this up a little bit. I am a little concerned about our ability to get in under the cap here, so let's fast forward to Kakariko here. Shut up, Navi. This would be so much easier if we just had a, hey, what's up, Epona? How long you been there? If we just had a warp for, oh. Remember Kakariko being on fire when we left. Sheik. Alright, so how'd you beat me here? Ninja magic. Get back, Professor! What are we keeping in that well? I was gonna say, we've never really seen Sheik do anything of value. Just reading poetry to us, reciting poetry. Never seen Sheik in a proper battle, and I think we know why. Ooh, locusts? It's one of the few areas we haven't fixed yet, clearly. Just a couple. Did we win? Slash, was the rain enough to put that fire out? That seemed like kind of a big deal. Come to think about it, I haven't seen a fire brigade anywhere here in Hyrule. Looks like you're coming around. Sheik's like, you were as useless as I was in that battle. The evil shadow spirit has been released. Impa, the leader of Kakariko village, had sealed the evil shadow spirit in the bottom of the well. Is that wise? Does that, like, taint the water supply? I fixed the Zora water, I suppose, or Hyrule Lake water, but what about this? Impa's one of the... Alright, spoiler alert. Impa's one of the 6 sages. Beneath the graveyard behind this village. The only thing I can do for you is teach you the melody that you will... Yeah, that's about all you can do, is teach me melodies and recite poetry, but that's alright. It furthers the plot, Sheik. This is a good one, too. It's got a good creepy vibe. It's all about when those cellos come in with that low end. Bringing the bass. A little off time. J.K. Simmons would throw a something at my head. for those who get the reference. Not really my tempo. You have learned the Nocturne of Shadow. Alright, so before we can... Let me take care of the village. What are you gonna do? What does that mean? The fire is out. What else is there to do? And how are you gonna take care of the village when you ninja disappear? Anyway. Alright, let's head back to the Temple of Time because we need to come back to the well. We have like a mini dungeon. Similar to how we had before the water temple. We had the ice cavern. Well, we have the bottom of the well here for a short little dungeon. The item we need to complete the Shadow Temple is really easy to get, and you can leave, but if you hang around a bit longer, you can find the map, get the compass, and more importantly for our purposes, get 3 to 4 gold Skulltulas. So, going back in time. I do like the item we'll be getting from the Shadow Temple. It helps us get around a little bit faster. Unfortunately, it's footwear, which means we're gonna need to switch to it in the inventory, which, yeah, it's just a waste of my time. Alright, so before we head to Kakariko, you could warp there, but for some reason, there is a gold Skulltula, which can only be accessed if you play the Song of Storms, and we could have grabbed this before, but I want to grab it before I forget. Tend to compartmentalize all this stuff together, this particular section. We're going to split the unwitting guards once again. I have no idea that Ganondorf is about to take over. Abby. Yeah, I don't know how people found this one back in the day. Got this from the Prima guide, but when I was a kid, finding the location, the entrance to this tree here, playing the Song of Storms next to this tree. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Opens up an opening, and you need some bombs as well, but we get some bugs while we're down here too. Let's go ahead and do that before I forget, since we got this 4th bottle. We could have used that extra, so we gotta bomb this and the one to the left, but let's get some bugs here in the middle one. It's like Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son when he makes that face, but next to the regular Skulltula, we got ourselves gold Skulltula. Down here, beneath Hyrule Castle, beneath the tree, playing the Song of Storms, is gold Skulltula. I love grabbing that via the boomerang. Number 78. Alright, so at this point we can fast travel to the Kakariko village. This will deposit us in the graveyard, but closer to the well than we are right now. So let's take the shortcut here and shoot on out to the well in Kakariko village. Super speed. Yeah, anyone remember, by the way? Might as well, before we... Got all the beans that guy's gonna sell us, but we can do the frog thing too. We can resolve this as well before we head to the Shadow Temple or the bottom of the well. Anyone remember not My Girl, different Macaulay Culkin film. He's much sweeter in that movie. The Good Son. And he's just serial killer in the making. Actually, doesn't he? No, I don't want to spoil anything. Those who haven't seen it, but opposite Elijah Wood, who I suppose was the actual Good Son. Alright, what song have we not played for these frogs yet? I don't think did we play songs? Playing Song of Storms will earn us a heart piece. That melody is so cool. Singing in the rain. Wouldn't expect them to quote a 50s musical, but here we are. Alright, so Song of Storms will earn us heart piece number 31. Did I play you guys the Song of Time? Little Red Frog, do you know this one? These frogs are definitely on. They're on something. There we go. Now they're all accounted for. You'd think you'd get a heart piece for going ahead and playing that final song, making them all big, but now we have kind of a difficult mini game. You need to play the right notes here, and you need to play them fast too. And I have them written down, so okay. Gotta do it very quickly. So it's A, left, C, right, C, down, C, left, C, right, C, down, C, A, down, C, A, down, C, right, C, left, C, A. Woo! They give you... I mean, it's predicated upon, like, the fact that you're paying attention, but there is number 32 for us, heart. And that's our penultimate full heart piece that we're getting from... Penultimate heart container we're getting from heart pieces. Alright. Yeah, you need to pay attention to what note makes each frog jump, and then write down, essentially, because it never changes, thankfully, the order in which that butterfly moves. But I'll take that second try. That's not too shabby. Didn't mean to do that. It's just the perfect length right there. All right. Oh, there's that kid. I wonder what happens to him in the future. So now to open up the well, we need to stop off. And here's your time paradox right here. One of many, I feel like, in this game. But show up to this guy with his weird vibes. I'm so happy. I'm a music man who loves to go around and around, go around and around. I'm trying to come up with a musical theme inspired by this windmill. How about the song we hear right now? Yeah, somehow, even though this is the first time we played this in the past for this guy, somehow this guy had already known us in the future. Oh well. I do appreciate that they speed up the actual song, though. So 4 more heart pieces to go. We'll get that final one, and then the remaining 2, I guess, are from the Shadow and Spirit Temples. Why does the windmill drain the well? I'll let you think about that one. Just as I have for close to 30 years now. The important thing is it's open for us now. So let's hop in. And as I said, this whole place is pretty straightforward, but alright, I'm gonna climb through this hole here. We're gonna go around to the back. The layout of this place is pretty straightforward. Yeah, because reasons. That's all you need to know. Big old Skulltula. Kinda kills me not having... There's false walls, by the way. Illusion walls. Walls of illusion, however you want to put it. Cycle around the back here. Take the inner track because as we play Zelda's theme right here, once it gives us the go. Stay on the inside track there, stay in the water because there's some hidden pits which will drop you down to the basement area. Alright, so that drained the water. I recommend still staying in this little groove here or on the inside. And then drop in this first area, and now behind us, there's a chest back there, but it's just like 5 rupees or something, or nothing good. Some arrows. They get very generous with the garbage chests at this point of the game, and we can sort of sidle on the wall here. Ignore that Skulltula. So impatient. Alright, this guy's name is Dead Hand. That's not where he is, camera guy. little saunter. You're gonna miss your plane. All right, let's get some tips on this kind of mini-boss, Dead Hand, with Gary.
Boss beater. All right, Dead Hand's mini-boss here. Seems counterintuitive once again, but we want him to grab us with that hand. This causes him to come out and come after us. Once you see him, once he surfaces, tap A and B to get loose. Lure him away from the hands. When he bends over, that's when you just want to stab away. You can get 2 hits in sometimes. Jump attack doesn't always work, so might just want to go with conventional hits. So it can take a little while. He'll retreat every now and then. You got to repeat the process when he goes under. Let the hand grab you again to bait him out, and just repeat this. You'll take him down.
Good call, Gary. Thank you very much. Appreciate that he doesn't back off after we break free of the hand. He's like, well, you know what? I went to all the trouble of digging through the dirt. It's not as easy as it seems. I might as well hang out. You can't destroy the hands, but they'll just come back too. 10 hits. That is one heck of an underbite. Is the chest kind of moving him around, or is it the fact that I'm like on top of him? Anyway. So very quickly, as mentioned, we get the treasure of this mini dungeon in the Lens of Truth. Beautiful. Again, gotta stop gushing about the coloring, the shading, and everything, but so pretty. Seeing the truth will cost magic power. So we'll definitely want to have this thing queued up now. I guess we'll keep the bombs out, we'll need those. So yeah, we can pull that up, and then I'll give this... I get by you without getting hit, there we go. Relatively small circle of truth. So if you don't care about Skulltulas or the map or the compass, you can leave right now, but 100%. So let's go ahead. There's a couple hidden keys we can find on this floor. A couple hidden walls. Go around. This is one of those holes I was talking about. This will lead us down into the basement. And there's a few rooms in here. The one we want to go into, the rest are all dead ends. We want to go to the one through the torches here. And there are a couple of rocks we want to blast through. And don't mind the re-dead. We quickly get ourselves the map. Sweet. He sits back down. Had second thoughts about being creepy around a child. I appreciate that. So grab the 5 silver rupees here. None of which are all that hidden or anything. Pretty easy to get. 3 at the bottom, 1 right here, and then I believe 1 at the top at the door. So we did need to come down here to get the map, but beyond that, I'm going to be very upset if we drop down here again by mistake. So be very careful with the pits. Alright, so let's, with our Lens of Truth, spot some of the holes in the wall, like right here in the front. We're at the bottom of the map right now, sort of at the entrance, but there's a small key right there. And this is this kind of main room, and you see that there's another chest, but there's a gap right there if you go in the normal way, so we're gonna come in the secret entrance right here, the back side door, and we get the map and the compass in quick succession here. This really is a mini dungeon. Probably quicker than the ice cavern, honestly. Alright, now we're gonna cut to the west side of the bottom of the well. This is where the town's water was coming from. Super creepy. No wonder it tasted like re-deads and weird ghouls and everything, so we gotta see if we can not alert this Gibdo here. Pull out a DQ stick. And we got some flaming keys coming up here as well, so you might want to put away your DQ shield. And just light this top left torch. Open the coffin. Yep. Good thing we did that. And then there's one of the stranger keys that you'll pick up. Not in the chest. One of the few which is just kind of sitting on its own. In this case here in the coffin. That felt like a very Banjo-Kazooie room. To me. Game I'd like to do a class on in time. Alright. Back to the main room, and let's see. So we got a locked door here. And there's a gold Skulltula in here. That's why we're stopping in here. A key for a gold Skulltula, but worth the effort, I suppose, when you're grabbing them all. And that is number 79 right here. Gold Skulltula. Here at the bottom of the well. And there's another one on the opposite side, but I don't want to fall into any pits or anything, so we're going to go around this way just to be safe. I'm going to try a Farore's Wind here, but I'm not sure if it's going to spit me out at the front, or if it's going to spit me out like from the last area that I sort of came from, like the last door that I opened. However it works. Just trying to save myself a little bit of time, small as this place is, but there's another key here. And there's another gold Skulltula if we hug this left wall. And unlock this door. And there's a hidden path on the right side if you hug the right wall. See right here. Let's see if these pieces will cooperate in letting me hit this. Let's see if my boomerang will cooperate in letting me hit this gold Skulltula. Number 80. Gold Skulltula here at the bottom of the well. And there's one last one to get, and hopefully we don't get swallowed by a like en route to getting it. So, we go to the very top here. Then hug a right. Mind the pit to the basement. Gotta use this final key. And mind the tons of pits here. So hug this wall, and then we can kind of split. Good lord, that's a welcome committee. All right, let's see if we can. Can I just stun this like? All right, how much time is that going to buy me? More to the point. Might need a refresh. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, my man. He's about to eat my sweet big shield. All right, that is number 81, Gold Skulltula. Let's try our Farore's Wind now. Where's this gonna put us? What? Is that like where I got the compass? Is that how they figure? All right, that's weird. That's not. That's like mystery third option of how I thought that might go. But anyway, all right, we have bled the well dry. All right. Really gonna make me fight you? I hate not having a making this more painful than it needs to be. Gold or regular Skulltula, whatever trade, I'll take that. Yeah. I miss the hook shot for those guys. I miss being an adult. I don't see why a child can't use the hook shot, and I don't see why an adult can't use the boomerang. It's the little things. Drive you crazy. All right, let's head out. So now let's head back to the, we're gonna do a little cheating here. Necessary cheating, if you ask me. By design cheating. Let's head back to Hyrule Castletown, the market. Gotta make it nighttime, actually, as well, because we're gonna go do the one minigame we have not yet done. I think it's the only minigame we haven't done. We did the bomb shoes. We did the archery twice. But you can only play the chest game at night. Remember doing this as a kid without realizing that you could use the Lens of Truth initially, or trying it while we're still a child in the game, and basically it, you know, I sunk a lot of money into it. I think I maybe finally won, but the odds are very much stacked against you. You need to get 50-50 right about... Forget the dog follows you in. It's like 7 50-50 chances in a row. You need to win 7 coin flips in a row if you don't use the Lens of Truth. You come and pop. Aw, smacked him in the face. But turn it on, and you can see which chest has the key in it. You can only open 1 per room. If you find the key, you get to move on. Let's go left again. How about that? This guy deserves this for having such a rigged... Alright, going right side this time. And it's random every time for what it's worth, so... If you're playing along, use your Lens of Truth. That's what it's there for. Cheating, apparently. I wonder if Princess Zelda would... Princess Zelda? Princess Zelda would approve of this. Ends justify the means, I suppose. Princess Zeldis. How about that? 5 rooms. Excuse me, 5 coin flips. But here we go. Fancy chest 4. Heart piece number 33. Winner! There you go. Alright, 3 heart pieces remaining at this point. And it's rough, but he makes you run all the way through every single room. There's not like a quick exit out the back. By the way, this place is a lot bigger on the inside than it looks from the outside. We talk about that. Oh well, I suppose we earned this long exit, having cheated. But, alright. Now let's head back to the Temple of Time. Get big, and do the Shadow Temple. So many dogs! Did they ever explain the dogs? Did the dogs all become re-dead? Maybe Ganondorf scooped them all up and adopted them all out. That's what I choose to believe, even though we don't see a single dog in the future, as far as I know. Alright, as you follow along, Fluff, I understand you have some facts as they relate to the Gossip Stones all around Hyrule.
While you can play Zelda's Lullaby at a Gossip Stone to earn yourself a fairy, it's worth mentioning that you can also play the Sun Song or Song of Storms to get the same effect. Another random way to get a fairy is to pull out a Deku stick near a bunch of butterflies to lure one away where it will transform into a fairy for you. Speaking of the Gossip Stones, you can also obviously talk to them with the Mask of Truth to reveal a secret, but dropping a bomb near one will cause it to flash and blast off into the sky. You can flatten them if you smack them with a Megaton Hammer, and you might have noticed this one earlier in that one hole in the ground, but Gossip Stones will spin around if you use Din's Fire by them. And just because I don't know where else to mention this, if you use Zelda's Lullaby near a sign you've slashed with your sword, the sign will repair itself in front of you as the familiar Legend of Zelda secret jingle plays.
There you go. Yeah, a lot of fun ways to interact with those stones. Thank you, Fluff. There you go. Din's Fire. Finally a use. Pretty much every other instance in the game where you need fire, there's a light where you can Deku stick or you can what have you, but I digress. Into the Shadow Temple we go. Yep, Eye of Truth. They let you know. Alright, so before we do anything in this fun palace, let's hug this left wall and go through the invisible entryway. Once again here. I keep telling you about the Eye, like obviously I have the Eye of Truth. Just hug the right wall here. I love just a single one of those Big Goron jump attacks at this point gets it done. I want to kill everything in this room. The other keys is you're just chilling out right now. Is there one more? But more importantly, got to. Alright. Got the map. Very early on. One more treasure in this neck of the woods, though. Hug that right wall again. And then in this back area. Yes, I have the eye. I wouldn't be here without the Eye of Truth. I mean, I might, but... So let's have a rematch with Mr. Dead Hand. This time with... Ooh. adult Link, they need to use 2 hands. Context. But let's see how long he can dance with the Bigoron sword. It should just be 3 whacks because you figure it's 4 times more powerful than the child sword, right? Child sword took 10 whacks. This should take 3. Huh, never mind. Never mind. Maybe this guy's been working out too. It is the future. It's been 7 years. There's probably advancements in dead hand health. 4. 4 gets it done. It's a nice, nice shot of the magic vial right there in the foreground. So another instance of the map and compass in short succession. Excuse me, the hover boots. Here we go. These are the ones that speed up our everything. I just wish we didn't have to go into our inventory to swap these on. I believe someone mentioned in the 3DS version that was addressed. You can more quickly switch out your gear. Hotkey that stuff. Alright, now we're just backing out, going back to the main room. Yeah, we'll actually need these hover boots to get across the gap here in this next room. Who do you love now, your leader or hover bike? I always thought of that when I saw hover boots. See here, we want to push this to the real skull, and if you put on the lens of truth, you can see they'll all disappear except this one over here in the corner. Of course, if you just push this a couple times, it'll work regardless, so don't really need the lens of truth, it'll just open up. But can't gap this unless we've got those hover boots. Like to give it a nice little roll, speed things up a little bit. I think otherwise, if you just tried to walk across, you would just barely grab onto that edge. Alright, we're gonna go through this right opening first. Keep dough. Love it. How am I still frozen when I took you down? So satisfying. Now we got the compass. A lot of traction with the hover boots, as you might expect. It's not great for all situations. And the acceleration is pretty poor as well, but I'm gonna take them off for the time being. This is not a... This one's false, but yeah, we'll just bomb that for a second later. We have 5 silver rupees to grab in here. It's alright, we can grab it on the way back. I love rolling underneath this blade, something satisfying about it. Like that. There we go. Say I want to get one of these. And then you can just long shot to this if you actually hit the target. Out of the reach of the blade there, but grab that. Door is open. We'll find ourselves a key. There we are. Alright. Backtrack now, going through that middle area we just bombed through. Right. That's where we need that key. Got some Skulltulas waiting for us, the big kind. So much nicer to have our long shot back to take these guys down with one hit. There are 3 down this little walkway area, 1 right here. Mind the shadows. We got 1 more waiting between some guillotines. Oof. Can't go over them, apparently. You think that would be an instant death, but that's not really a thing in this game. I think I saw a quote that Shigeru Miyamoto wanted to make this game easier than Super Mario 64, and I'm sure part of that is no pits, really. I mean, they reset you if you do fall into a pit, so it's not the end of the world. So if you get a nice rhythm with the hover boots here, that'll work. Don't have to fight that Stalfos. Let's see, fancy a battle. Roll across these hidden platforms here. And we got some rupees to pick up in here. Mine the like in the center. Gotta kill the Keeses. Gotta kill the like too, come to think of it. That will pull you in. As mentioned. And we got a gold Skulltula. There he is. And there's a hidden chest, I believe, to the right, next to that one that we can see, but nothing of value in them. We've got some silver rupees coming up back in the main room here in just a second. That was gold Skulltula number 82. Here in this corner of the Shadow Temple. And this can be a little tricky. It's easier to use the hover boots to get on top of this platform here and then roll off at the top. We've got 5 silver rupees to grab here. One of them is actually underneath the BMO, so you can just kind of rub up against him and grab it. These are my kind of silver rupees, the easy kind to get. Let's make sure we don't slide right off of this platform here. This ledge. You think this would be an instant death, but I think this is just a room reset as well. Actually, this might be an instant death if these spikes hit you. Let's make sure they don't hit us. That's why it's nice to have a Faery on hand. So we want to weight both of these down so we can first, for our purposes, grab gold Skulltula number 83, which is wriggling around over here in this left room here. There you go. That is gold Skulltula number 83. Here in the spike room, and now we just pull this back. Don't need to worry about this one crushing our skulls. We will need to be careful though, because we need to jump on top of this block. And we don't want to. Yeah, they're not very forgiving with how you touch those spikes. If you come in from the side, if you time your, as we use it as a little makeshift platform. That's the one we want. Like another chest just popped down right next to us in there, but that doesn't have anything we want. This is the one with the key. Kick it open. Like, some things never change. 7 years apart, we're always kicking open those chests. Alright, back to the main room, and this time we're gonna head to the left. The only way left to go here. And might want to go ahead after you navigate through here and use your hover boots one more time. You got a moving one here. Let's see if we can do this. Oh god, it's moving. Okay. Playing a little loose here, but that's alright. 5 more silver rupees, but mine the invisible spikes. These are kind of annoying. You gotta use the target pads to get to them. Starting to eat through a little bit of our magic here. No. We just want the silver rupees. Just so many fake me out chests late in the game. It's either a heart, some bombs, or some arrows, none of which I don't think anyone really needs at this stage in the game, but open this door now. And this has a gold Skulltula hiding behind that giant pot. And there's a key in the pot, so we want to bomb the pot, but it's a lot more difficult. That would be I'm gonna say that'd be so satisfying if we hit that geese in manual. Like Luke Skywalker turning off the auto target, just trying to use the force there to take down. Here we are. Have you seen the film? That is number 84, Gold Skulltula here in the giant flaming skull room. Toss a bomb in there and grab yourself the key. Yeah, to get back out, we need to kill all these Keeses. All the baddies. There you go. And don't forget the key. Where'd the key go? There it is. It's just weird seeing the keys hanging out on their own outside of the context of a chest. They didn't do nearly as much of that in, say, Link to the Past. I guess they stored them on the odd lantern and bookshelf and things like that you had to ram him into now and again. So heavy boots will keep you in place here for or iron boots. Otherwise you'll get blown away. Mine a Skulltula. Drop down here. Just do a backflip. Hampered backflip. Alright, so here we're gonna switch to the, we might fall here. Switch to the hover boots. You wanna use that fan and have it push you in. Alright, we'll take it. That's a gimme. Through this invisible area here. And drop a bomb here and you'll find a key. Well, a chest with a key. Alright. This will lead us into the boat room. There it is. So there's a shortcut, I guess, that we created back to a previous room if you go up the ladder, but that's not how we get that gold Skulltula. Not that ladder, that fence right there, but we don't care. We're gonna press on. Remember the creepy Faery? It's like crossing over into the realm of the dead. I'm about to say undead, just called the re-dead around here. We will take out that gold Skulltula. We actually need a scarecrow for this one, I believe. Let's see. Stupid song. To my eternal shame. That's my scarecrow song. Is this close enough? There you go. Yeah, just get on like the front left of the boat there, whatever the nautical terms are. And here we go. Gold Skulltula number 85. Penultimate one for the Shadow Temple here. Alright, now we can play Zelda's Lullaby, which will cause the Faery to start moving. We got a couple Stalfos battles coming up, I believe. You alright, Pierre? He said you wanted to see the world. I'm not sure this is what he had in mind. He was probably thinking somewhere with a warmer climate. Somewhere in whatever the Hyrule's equivalent of the Caribbean is. I'm summoning him in here into the Temple of the Dead, essentially. Poor guy. Let's enjoy the ride. For the moment. Alright then. Gotta be a little careful with the jump attacks. You don't want to launch off the side. Unintentionally. Can I knock you off? Actually, we saw one of you in the Forest Temple just kind of hovering on air, so that's probably not a thing. I appreciate, though, that the up and down nature of the Faery affects our jump attacks. Once we get to the end, the ship will sink down into the shadows. So you want to hop off. Once you get to the dock, whatever you want to call it. So ultimately we want to go to the left, but we want to grab ourselves the boss key, and we want to grab ourselves one final gold Skulltula. And there's 3 different doors in here which we can enter, so let's just go counterclockwise, I suppose. Use Din's Fire right here at the start. Fire arrows will work as well. Something out of a James Bond film. Not the Din's Fire, but the spiky bits, spiky walls that are meant to crush us. What could it be? Ganondorf gets really mad. Some sort of boss key, magic jar amalgamate. My god. Humanity. What if Ganondorf gets upset if someone puts anything but a boss key in one of those ornate chests? Let's hit the 12 o'clock position here. I heard it too. Don't need to mess with these. You'll get rupees and stuff if you bomb those jars, but all we care about is Gold Skulltula number 86. Temple of Doom as well. Better said. Just seems like some elaborate death that a Bond villain would try to subject him to, but certainly some Indiana Jones. And then he got the got the Floor Master here. Still sounds like a piece of exercise equipment to me. I always like to turn off the Lens of Truth. Here we go. Because you get the wider circle swing, spin swing. And get ourselves a small key. Now we can travel back. You think they'd like hide something sinister there in the middle. Invisibly, obviously. Invisibly? Alright, so back to the main room, and we have a couple choices in how we cross this massive chasm here between us. We can call in Pierre once again, over on the right, or, much more exciting, we can arm ourselves with the fire arrows after we prove that we're not that bad of a shot. Alright, it's not as exciting when you miss 3 in a row. This is the same guy that nailed the archery competition. Archery contest. That's how you gotta get across right there. I mean, Pierre's there for you on that heart pedestal up there if you want to go up there, but this is the much more fun way to get across. And just one final room here, and the hover boots can come in handy for getting across. Probably required even. Again, do a little bit of a roll to get yourself a little bit extra momentum. Time for Bongo Bongo? Bongo Bongo? Bongo Bongo. I want to say Boingo Boingo. Alright, let's go to Gary for some tips on Bongo Bongo.
Boss beater. Alright, Bongo Bongo. Hope you got a little MP for this. Leave that Lens of Truth on for this battle. Target each of the hands one at a time. Shoot some arrows at each one. Once you hit it once, it'll freeze up. Quickly transition to the other one. Target that. Freeze that one as well. At this point, you want to, with that Lens of Truth, target kind of the eye of Bongo Bongo. And then hit it with that. That'll stun it. Then you can go in, get those jump attacks in, some quick attacks, spin attacks, however you want to do it. Just repeat this. If you get the attacks off with the arrows on the hands quick enough, you won't even have to dodge them when they come after you. But it's very easy to side dodge with the targeting, and then hold left or right and hit A to get that broad jump to get out of the way when they do charge you. But not too difficult if you focus on this strategy. Very satisfying to take this boss down.
Alright, thank you very much, Gary. My god, the Bigoron sword is OP. I love it. And there you go, you can kind of see the weird toxic shadow pool that the shadow sea that we're crossing over. On a drum. Dead Man's Party. Alright, as always, as you follow along, let's go back to Fluff for another Fluff fact about the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
I've referenced this in our class on Super Mario 64, but in 1999, after multiple delays, Nintendo released a peripheral for the Nintendo 64 in Japan known as the 64DD, an attachable magnetic floppy disk drive peripheral for the Nintendo 64, which allowed the system to utilize upgraded hardware. While only 10 discs were released for the peripheral, many more were planned, including a reworked version of Ocarina of Time, which had the working title Ura Zelda. This version of the game was to feature redesigns of the dungeons of Ocarina of Time to make the game more challenging. Lead designer on Ocarina of Time, E.G. Aonuma, was tapped to lead the design on this new version of Ocarina, but Aonuma showed little to no interest in this and opted to move on to direct this game's Nintendo 64 Direct sequel in 2000's The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. The 64DD remake of Ocarina and Ura Zelda was ultimately finished by a different development team, but like most planned titles for the failed peripheral, which barely lasted a year, this game was never released on that platform. Despite this, Ura Zelda, now renamed The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest, was released on GameCube as a free bonus for everyone who pre-ordered 2002's Zelda series GameCube debut in The Wind Waker. The Master Quest was also included in the Ocarina of Time's 2011 3DS remake as an unlockable hard mode after beating the game normally. The story, overworld, and even dungeon layouts are exactly the same, but enemies and puzzles are reworked to require new routes through the dungeons to complete them to give players a greater challenge. The 3DS version of the Master Quest ups the difficulty a bit more by mirroring the map and doubling the damage players take inside and out of dungeons.
There you go. Anyone play the Master Quest? Anyone watching this? Leave a comment. By the way, you're always welcome to leave any comments, but specific to the Master Quest, I'd be curious what everyone's thoughts on those are. Are they worth checking out for someone like myself who's never played the Master Quest? I'd be curious. She's not into the younger guys. Please look out for the princess. It's alright, we still have Rudo. Sorry, I think we said, and our next temple, I believe. Bit of a spoiler. Alright. Well, let's shoot over to Gerudo Valley. Let's not waste any time. We're pretty much tapped on side quests at this point, I'm happy to report. We will need Epona for this, because the bridge is still out. Until we rescue the guys who would fix it. Oh, yeah. Make it so, Epona. Warp speed. Something satisfying about using your last carrot when you're about to exit the screen. Gerudo Valley at night. Nothing lovelier than seeing that sunset over the over the canyon. Might be a cannon somewhere out there. Might be a gold Skulltula here. A couple actually. This is number 87. And then mentioned this one earlier as well. There's one behind the guy's tent. So let's grab both of these. We only have a dozen gold Skulltulas to go after this. Here is number 88. You know better than to try to talk to me when I'm getting gold Skulltulas, Nabby. Alright, so this guy, if you talk to him, will tell you once again, I think as we talked to him earlier, he said that all of his men tried joining the Gerudo. Because it's just a bunch of ladies, so obviously, but they got imprisoned, so now maybe they're not enjoying the vibe, the hospitality quite as much. Alright, so we need to get caught. First things first. Probably make a right up the stairs here, but there's one guarding this gate over here as well. Look, hi, I'm a man. You don't like that. Ow. Did I lose a heart for that? Yeah, they have one man every 100 years, and that's Ganondorf. Pretty sweet arrangement, you would think. How can you even have time as we... I love this exit right here. Use the long shot to escape from prison. And now we're just going to enter the the fortress and rescue the carpenters one at a time. Yeah, who can think about taking over Hyrule when you have, like, an entire race of these ladies that, you know, like, you're the only man. Hey, you young man over there, look over here inside the cell. There he is. One of the carpenters. I have no idea where you come from, but you must have a lot of guts to make it past all the guards. Now, I got caught too. Somewhere in here. If you can get us out of here, we'll repay the favor somehow. Man, you'll fix the bridge. Nope. Gerudo Thief. Alright, cannot let this kind of mini-boss use their power move like that. They were about to do it there. That's an instant knockout. That'll put us back in prison. Alright, as you follow along, let's go back to Fluff for another Fluff fact.
There are a number of specific regional versions of this game which were made, which all have their own fun little facts. For instance, in the German version of Ocarina of Time, the carpenters you rescue are named John, Paul, George, and Ringo after the Fab Four members of the Beatles. Wearing the Keaton mask while talking to Princess Zelda will have her saying, translated from German mind you, "What are you? Oh, you're one of those golden little pocket monsters, right?" A reference to who we were all already thinking the mask was modeled after in Pikachu.
I like that. That makes a lot more sense than the, they just left a lot of the names unlocalized in our version, but there you go. Thank you very much, Fluff. And make a right. If you're quick enough, you don't have to worry about that Gerudo at the end of the hall catching you. We can stun them temporarily with our hook shot. Make a left here, enter. We got another carpenter to save in this room. I love this part of the game, by the way. This is one of my favorites. I like the, you know, the chance to be a little bit stealthy. Like the layout of this place as well. It's just, it's a fun little, it's sort of the mini dungeon ahead of that in the desert, ahead of the Spirit Temple. Alright, once again, no wind-up attacks. There's a wind-up. Your best bet is just stay close, but I don't want to, I can't freeze him. And I just love the jump attack so much. Too much, to a fault, honestly. You're free. Cute kid? Like 17. You programmed to say that to like 10-year-old Link? Two of my buddies. How do you know that? It's a great run. I remember that in Kakariko back when they were younger. When I was younger. Oh, we were all younger. Alright, so exit the opposite way. Before we go into that door, we can pop down the vine area and pop into here. And our penultimate carpenter here. Just gonna run that word into the ground. Always the same spiel. You must have a lot of guts. Oh yeah. Let's get him in a corner. Sweet. Made all the better with that doo-doo-doo-doo sound effect. Boy. Saburo. Boy? One more of our workers is still a prisoner. Please save him. Alright, we got a couple goodies we can grab en route to saving that final dude. So we're going to head back out the way we came in so we can climb up those vines and go in that door. I think this is the most efficient route through this area. So climb this. The last area is actually in that raised area, which you can't get to unless you come in from the top, which is what we're going to have to do. So this is a large room. And we can pass through undetected by... How about that? Love that. I feel like Batman during this part of the game. Alright, so you can probably see the gold skull too over there. So climb up this. Climb across here. Might want to use the hover boots here in a second. And before we drop over, this is Gold Skulltula, number 89 here in the Gerudo Fortress at night. Let's pop on our hover boots. And get a little roll here, get some extra momentum. I like the double roll when you can get it off. Makes no sense, but here we go. Heart piece number 34. Just 2 to go, people. We're so close. All right, now we can drop down into this area from above. And this is where the final guy is being held captive. So wait. Like we're on the phone with Morpheus right here. And we can stun this lady. And then run around her back. And then the final guy is being held prisoner. It's just a linear shot here. There he is. Only so, which is dead-ended, basically. Let's go 4 for 4 here. This would be a bad time to get caught. The worst time, actually. So I've heard 3 other times. Ooh, watch out. Thought she was about to... Ooh, that was a gimme. Ty went to the Hylian. Alright, 4 for 4. Very happy. We never got sent back. Alright, man. Shiro the Carpenter. Tell you something interesting about the desert. Oh, they didn't change those to American names for this port, this localization. Ichiro, Shiro. Desert's fun too. Bye. All right, so now, and this lady will confirm it. I've seen her fine work kicking the butts of my guards here. I used to think that all men, besides the great Ganondorf, of course, were useless. By that I've seen you. I don't think so anymore. I'm gonna start dating a guy. Naburu is the second in command of the great Ganondorf, king of the Gerudo thieves. Their headquarters are in the Spirit Temple, which is at the end of the desert. You must want to become one of us, eh? Alright then, you're in. Sets you up to be like, is there some sort of initiation? No. Beating up most of the guards around here was initiation enough. And now we can walk around without worrying about being locked up. Yeah, I don't know why Ganondorf would leave all of this. Whatever. Yep. She's like, alright, he's cool. Normally they would blow the whistle in that situation. Alright, so... I'm trying to think of what... Let's do the archery range here. We can get the penultimate heart piece. We also get a upgrade for our arrows as well, so let's make it daytime. This is to be done on horseback, so... Let's speed this up a little bit. Let's call in our trusty steed, Epona. I find she has an easier time getting up here than other parts of the fortress. That's a dead end. Not sure where you came from there, Epona, but... Alright. So come on over and talk to this lady. You have a fine horse. I don't know where you stole it from. They just don't understand the concept of... I guess I didn't pay for this horse, but still, I didn't steal it. So if you get 1,000 points this first time... Something good. It's a heart piece. I'll tell you that right now. Alright, so you can hit the jars on the bottom, and then hitting the middles. The middle of the big targets earns you 100 points as well, as do these jars. Oh. Oh, we'll have to do better in the next run. I do appreciate that you get the do-do-do-do for a bullseye. 340 points. Can we manage? Go for the big targets or the bottles? We also have a limited number of arrows. There we go. Exactly. 1,000 points. We'll take it. Need to hit that line of bottles a bit more efficiently the second time. You're a true master. I'll give this to you. Keep improving yourself. There you go. Number 35. 1 heart piece to go. And 1 more run at the archery range, actually. 1,500 points. Alright, if you line it up, you can hit this whole row if you get into a nice rhythm. Much better. Alright, we got a chance. Ah, come on, that was at least a 60. I mean, it was a combined 60. You can vary the speed of opponent as well. I don't know that it necessarily helps. It screwed me up a little bit. Okay. And it ends after you go around the corner here. Wow. Alright, we'll take that. 1,500? And that's good enough for the master. This quiver is very important to me. I want you to have it. Take good care of it. It's just bigger. It's the biggest. Adults are allowed to carry more arrows. Alright. There's 1 gold Skulltula at that far target. So let's play the Sun Song here. Let's warp down there. Gonna be close. Alright. That should be number 91 right there. Or number 90, excuse me. That's Gold Skulltula number 90. Let's do the Gerudo Training Grounds. Strictly speaking, you can do this once you have an item you have from the Spirit Temple, but you don't need it, so I'm going to show you how to do it without getting that the Silver Gauntlet. You just don't need all the keys, that's all. Alright, so yeah, I had a bit of a technical issue there. I guess that's expected with a 12-hour game. We've been lucky so far, but so I went ahead and got all the keys, but now I'm thinking, like, we need to show what we did here before we grab the prize of the Gerudo Training Ground. So just gonna run back very quickly and show all that stuff. And thank goodness we were doing this live, so everyone could let me know, because I would have cried had I missed, like, the last 3 hours of this, because I wasn't paying attention. But we're good. We're good now. So anyway, here at the start, coming to the left, overcome the trials, yes. A lot easier when you can see it too. But defeat a couple baddies, some Stalfos, grab yourself the first key here. If you go through that left door, then you need the Silver Gauntlets, which we don't have. We're doing like the pre-Spirit Temple version of this Gerudo Training Ground, because you don't need all the keys to get the treasure here. So, but with that 1 key in hand, go back to the right this time. Open this door. And defeat all the enemies in this room. Open up that chest, that's what we did. This is fun. Get key number 2. This is an annoying room, lots of opportunities to fall into some lava, but if you hit that switch, a key will drop down to the area above. And you can only get up there if you play the Song of Time. And this will summon in 2 blocks if you play it in this spot. And you can climb those to get the key that's up there. And you gotta get 5 rupees in here as well. Hit this switch to also stop the flames around one of the rupees on the opposite side of the room. But once you get all those, then the door to the next area will open up. If you go in there, that just leads to kind of the main room, and we'll have to burn more keys than we have, so don't go in there. But if you go over this way, there's another key to be found. This is pop, and you got to play the Song of Time again. Moves these blocks out of the way, and then it opens up a pool of baddies. It's kind of annoying. Probably for the best that we don't need to show this now, but go down there, kill the enemies with your hook shot, long shot, get the key from the chest, which appears from killing all those baddies up here on the surface, actually. You can see the shell blades and everything. That's not a good time. But then that chest will appear, and you'll get yourself another key. That should be 4. And you can actually, I think you can reach that long shot from here, make this room a little bit more manageable. Doesn't show the red, but I think we could just make it. That's pretty much the capacity for that long shot. And kill the baddies in here. Knock out a couple of these with the Megaton hammer. It's one here. There's a switch underneath it. This will either turn off the light, turn off the flames, or open the door. It's one or the other. There's one more. Does this open the door? May have stopped the flames, but and then hitting this one out of the way. Yeah, that turned off the flames. You can get the key in here. And then that's what that looked like. Hit this with your arrow. This will send you to the final room we need to check out, which will give us the 6th key. And this is just about archery practice. This thing spins around. You got to hit all 4 eyes of this thing, and then that chest appears down here. And I'm not sure how our legs don't get massively cooked there, but there's your 6th key. For what it's worth, if you want it to keep going, kind of counterclockwise, this place is a big circle. You play the Scarecrow song up there where Navi's popping. You can long shot up there, but once you get all those 6 keys, this is when you would. This is where I quit out. I saved the game and quit out, but now we're gonna return back to that initial room. And we're gonna grab ourselves the prize of this kind of just extra dungeon. And it's not necessary unless you're going for 100%. I don't even know that we'll ever even be using these, but it's the ice arrows to spoil that surprise. So you can freeze baddies with that if you so choose. Be nice if there was, well anyway. But yeah, back in the main chamber, you head through the center one this time. Technically, open the left door here. Technically you need 7 keys total. And our 7th key is very sneaky if you pop on the Lens of Truth. And look up, look at that. Fake ceiling. Getting pretty sneaky at Nintendo at this stage in the game, but pop up here. Kick this chest open. And there's your 7th key overall. And now we just keep following this track, and this will lead us to the ice arrows. Here you go, Gerudo Training Grounds. And if you did have the silver gauntlets, then you could continue on from that initial room that we went when we went left at the junction, and there's some silver coins to grab, and there's a giant heavy thing to lift with that silver gauntlet, and you would continue on, and you can grab 2 more keys ultimately, but we don't need them. You only need 7 out of the 9. And here we go. Big thanks to everyone watching this live for pointing that out to me as we record this. Ice arrows, they are very pretty. This arrow magic is granted to only those who complete the difficult training of the Gerudos, so use it with pride. Alright, let's head to the desert now with our ice arrows in hand. And again, plenty more chests with just arrows and 5 rupees. Not worth the time it takes to open them, quite genuinely. I think we had those, and you can hit that, and a chest will appear, and again, it's just some arrows or something. And I'm going to save because that, yeah, my heart skipped a beat, and not in like the positive romantic way. This was like, oh my goodness, how much did we lose? But we're good. We're all caught up. And this Gerudo doesn't have the authority to open the gate. This one at the top has the authority. You never know. Yeah, didn't we have the elemental arrows? We have those in Link to the Past. I sure am. Open it for me. Can't cross the desert unless you pass the 2 trials. The first trial is the River of Sand. You can't walk across this river. After you cross it, follow the flags. And then the Phantom Ghost is going to take us across the desert. I always like this puzzle as well. This was, yeah, I just like this whole portion of the game. The Spirit Temple is great, having to do it half as a child, half as an adult. I'm gonna say, can I backflip off of this? Well, whatever. Soft sand. All right, let's head out into the desert. All right, so the first trial, as they said, you can't walk across it. You'll get sucked under Mario style. So let's long shot across. Not sure how the Gerudos get across to set up these, but yeah, visibility is, it's tough. If you go to the left, you can go to the carpet merchant. He doesn't have anything special to give us, just selling us crap that we don't need, so we will not be making a detour over there. We are trying to find our way through to the desert temple, spirit temple in the desert. We have a bunch of goodies to get once we get there, and one to pick up right now. Actually, we have a gold Skulltula taking shelter from the sand, just like we are here in this room. You can light these and get a chest to appear, but nothing special. But that said, I don't know. I can't help myself. I feel like no one's lit these things in a long time. I'm gonna do it. Got some magic. Got some fairies down here. And what did I earn for all the effort? Coming all the way out here and using Din's Fire? 50 rupees. Again, I think I made this comment earlier, possibly when we were Poe hunting, but I really would have loved if Nintendo had put in something worthwhile to spend rupees on. That's assuming you're not constantly getting your tunic and shield swallowed, eaten by likes, but anyway. That was Skulltula number 91. And now it's time to use the Eye of Truth to find the guide to the temple. Gotta keep up with him. He likes to be kind of an a-hole. He doesn't always go in the most direct route to the temple. And if you lose him, make a wrong turn, it'll start you back at the beginning again. So let's try not to. Targeting doesn't necessarily help, especially when he makes cuts like that. Okay. These little spins. Like, that's where we're ultimately going, those flags, but I'm afraid if we... I think that's where we're ultimately going, but I think if we, if I walk away from him, well, he makes this little circle here. This is completely unnecessary. Maybe I got too far away from him, but there we go. Alright, we're in the home stretch now. Alright. I give you wait for it. The Spirit Temple. Lovely. So calm at night. The Desert Colossus. Very cool. What else is very cool is we have Skulltula, Gold Skulltula number 92 waiting for us over here on the left in this little oasis area. Dried up oasis. We can fill this up, actually, and with the Song of Storms and get ourselves some fairies. I might do that after we're finished all this. Come on, fellas. Can I get a coconut while I'm out here, too? Can I hookshot myself a coconut? There we go. That is gold Skulltula number 92. Nothing like seeing that sunrise across the mountains of the desert. Get to hear the Gerudo Valley theme. Alright, so head inside, just because we have to, even though there's something to be done at this point. We walk in, I just like this. Well, too small, too heavy. Like Goldilocks says, nah, there was no just right there. There's nothing for us in there right now. Like, just walks away like, oh well. Maybe I could get it done with 5 sages. Hey, Sheik. How'd you get across the desert? Past, present, future. This is cool how they do this. The Master Sword is a ship with which you can sail upstream and downstream through Time's river. The port for that ship is in the Temple of Time. Gotta be a child for the first half of this temple. The Requiem of Spirit. This is a nice one as well. Stand by. Sheik's like, come on! Okay. Hey, it's our owl friend. I think that's the first time we've seen the owl in the future. I like how that resolves at the end. That's a nice note. Requiem of Spirit. That's the last one. Alright, can we like actually get to, it's convenient. Perfume smells very familiar, Sheik. Ninja disappear! That's what, that's what I get for thinking that I always have the Ocarina map to right see. Alright. So let's shoot back to the Temple O time. Like dusk already? This is the last time we'll have to be a child, I think. And for all the sharp-eyed observers, the final soft soil spot, don't think we've forgotten, is right there by the entrance to the Spirit Temple, actually. So we'll plant our final magic bean. We will drop our bugs for the last time as well. Come to think of it. That orange looked for the Spirit Temple. Yeah, how did it get so late? Or so early, I suppose I should say. It is 7 years in the past. Alright. So first things first, let's go ahead and plant the beans. We can also get the final spell for young Link here. Young Professor. I don't know why they wait so long to give you some of this stuff. Like the final adult magic ability that we'll get will be like midway through Ganon's castle. There you go, get in there. Did the twofer. Alright, and popping out. Gold Skulltula number 93. Forgot how to do these. Forgot how to do the normal jump attack for these guys. Let's go ahead and fill up. Now that we've got some empty jars, we don't need those bugs anymore. Grab some extra fairies here. kind of particular about where you stand here to fill up the oasis with the Song of Storms. This should do it. Yeah, so that guy come out. I do like playing the theme though when you got a bad guy in the background, freezes on them. Nice. And then for whatever reason that brings in some fairies as well. I'm sure the desert needs a little bit of rain. Got 2 empties. And might as well grab one to top ourselves off before we head inside as well. Alright, and then the last thing we're going to do is head straight across here. Bomb the wall to get Nayru's love, Nayru's jacket, one or the other. Stop me if you heard that one before. Hate that we can't outrun these guys. Nice seeing all the baddies animated in 3D though, I have to say. Remember them from the... You coming in with? You gonna get this spell as well? The spell that we'll never use. Bit of a defensive barrier. Again, something that, you know, would have been of a bit more use earlier on in the game. It's not one that you wait until the very end to give the player. Listen to me telling Nintendo how to improve the arguably the greatest video game of all time. Almost the last shot. Man, so pointy. There you are. Receive it. Receive it now. Yeah, has anyone watching this ever used this spell? It's completely unnecessary, especially when you're rocking 18 hearts like we are right now. Defensive magic. Nayru's love is in effect for only a limited time, so use it carefully. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. Alright. Whatever she's on. Let's head into the temple now. So it's, rather than 2 full-length temple journeys, it's more like, you know, 2 half-size temple visits. The final heart piece is on that little archway, which we just passed under. We'll grab that as we're an adult when we return. No reason to come back, though, before we get to... Hello? Who are you? Seen you around, kid. What do you want? Gotta go with nothing, really. It's the funniest, but it's also the one that you need to do for her to advance the plot. Nothing, really. What are you doing here, kid? I hate Ganondorf. He's the worst. Ah, it's Naburu. You're number 2 in command, right? Now we're both thieves. I'm completely different from Ganondorf. With his followers, he stole from women and children, and even killed people. Kid like you may not know this, but the Gerudo race consists of only women. I mentioned that. Only one man is born every 100 years. And he's king. It's like, what are you doing, Ganondorf? You're leaving all that behind for what? To be alone in a castle in Hyrule and play his organ. So we're out for the silver gauntlets. Don't even think about taking this stretch. You could tell on my face. Won't fit a kid, you say? Yeah, you need him to open that, or push that opposite block out of the way. Sure. I like it. Do something great for you? What does that mean? Well, we'll see if we get to find out. Anyone who plots against Ganondorf, nothing bad generally happens to them. Alright, so this first room, get this Armos to just bomb it. There you go. Clear out all the Keeses. Armo statue. Gotta say, as much as the long shot slash hook shot is superior to the boomerang in every other way, it is better for taking out Keeses. Alright, let's open this left door first. See if we can get by without, yeah, he needs to be. If you toss it and then kind of move to the left right there, I find you can get it to hit that switch, and we can make that Stelphos question his decisions, his worth. This is where Din's Fire helps, actually. I think there's a torch you can fire an arrow through, but that's why we got Din's Fire. Shortcut. Or this, if we hit that switch, that would create a fire. We could shoot an arrow through that, but watch for the shadows of monsters. Yeah, has this really come up once? I'm not even sure we've seen one of those wall monster enemies. There's a gold Skulltula on the other side. These Keeses are kind of annoying. Yeah, I hate Keeses. Give me formidable enemies every time. Don't give me annoying enemies that just mess up my flow. The rhythm. Hit him like that. Are you gonna follow me? Yup. At least we got the boomerang. Got him on the return trip. And they pay out 3 hearts in many cases for some unknown reason. And that is Gold Skulltula number 94. 6 to go. And light up these torches with, however you want to do it. DQ stick or Din's Fire. Grab yourself a key, which we use on that middle door once we come through here. That's why you want to come in left to right with those doors rather than the other way around, because you can't get through there otherwise. Gotta hit the switch on the other side. There's a gold Skulltula. Not there, it's at the top on the opposite side. I appreciate that these smaller ones go down with one hit, though. You can see the gold one. Just enjoying its day up there, not for long. At least let us, like, run back to our house and hide our rupees under our bed. Empty out our giant wallet, you know? Start collecting anew. So wasteful. Alright, that is number 95. 5 Skulltulas to go. Alright, I like the mechanic of light here in the Spirit Temple. We're actually going to use our bomb shoes finally. And I find if you hit that left Skulltula with a bomb shoe, it generally also simultaneously ignore the Liz Alphos. Poor guy. Push the Armo statue over the edge to unlock that door. Have the bombs handy for a Beamos coming up here. Couple few Beamos. What's the plural on Beamos? The Beamoses? Beamosi? Or is it just Beamos? I don't know. Close enough. Alright. Yeah, it's a frustrating room just because it takes a while. Gotta get all the 5 rupees to light a torch. Then we gotta spread the fire around. And then I think that brings in a little bit of light. And then we gotta move that sun tile into the light. So be my. Alright, that's number 5, so we got a torch lit now. And now we're gonna do the old school method, the Deku stick method. I always miss this one to the left here. Where is it? There it is. Stuck in the corner. Probably gonna have to light that one by the front door twice. They don't last all that long. Yep. Oh, we get there in time. I don't mind burning the stick. Oh, we kept it. Wow. I was sure we were going to lose that stick right there. Might be one of those rooms where they just keep it going. They're generous like that. All right. Get the key. And now we got the light. I guess we always had the light. We just had to get the key. And drag this into the light. For the very creepy change. I always thought this metamorphosis of the sun's face when it was brought into direct sunlight was super creepy. Its smile. Anyone with me on this one? We'll get a better look at one coming up here in a second. They're so creepy. When I say a second, and we have a gold Skulltula, number 96. When I say a second, I mean 7 years and a second. Dead Souls mixed with Dead Space. It's a good way of describing the animation on those creepy suns. 96, gold Skulltula. Alright, kind of a mini boss here, if you will. Let's get some tips on Iron Knuckle with Gary.
Boss beaters. Alright, the Iron Knuckle. This is all about rhythm. First you want to stab them to start the battle, but you want to bait an attack from them, back up, do a backflip, or just step back. Note they have 2 attacks. Sometimes they'll do a big swing, sometimes 2 smaller ones, so make sure they're done attacking before you get a jump attack in on them. Don't be greedy, just the 1 jump attack, back up, bait another attack, repeat this process, or if you're frustrated like the professor seems to be, you can just go ahead, back up, and use a bunch of bomb shoes from a distance as well, but pick your poison. That's your strategy for Iron Knuckle.
We need to use, I think in the context of the game, we need to use like 2 for actually solving puzzles and advancing the game. I'm gonna get my money's worth. That's a big swing that guy wallops though, big wallopy packs. I use wallop in a couple different contexts. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. We saw you 7 years from now. But, yeah. You have fully matured as an adult. No, I haven't. I really haven't. Do you travel through time too? That's not a normal owl thing, is it? I'm not a zoologist, but whatever the specialty for owl is, whatever that. Thank you. Bye. Time traveling owl, everybody. All right, let's open this chest. This should be the silver gauntlets. Alright. You would feel power in your arms to the big things, but they're for adults. Well, let's get them to Naburo. Yeah. Yeah, she's cute. Let's get him back to her. Alright, so she'll probably be waiting for us. What? Ornithologist. Birds. That would do it. Good look. I think it's coming from the statue. Oh. Wow. On-demand quicksand. As Rakesh would say, it is dark magic. And they're like, all right, what do you want to do? Chinese later? What are you feeling, Thai? Mexican? So cute. As a 10-year-old Link. Where did she go? Alright, not much else we can do for her now. You can see the heart right there, which we'll have to wait 7 years to get. Or 70 seconds, depending on your interpretation of time. To the Temple of Time. We're so close with these collectibles. You can taste it. The finish line. Certainly the final heart piece. Number 36 there. Does it help you spin to do that little tennis shout? It's not the final round of Wimbledon. Little professor. Or grown-up professor, they both do it. Just making sure it still works. Alright. Back to the desert, Colossus. Where we'll finish the Spirit Temple, but first and foremost, we gotta make it nighttime. And our leaf is all grown up as well. Let's do it on the leaf. Alright, so the gold Skulltula, we'll grab that first. That's not too difficult to get. Given the speed of the leaf, there's a very tight window in which you can get the heart piece. So just step off here to get the gold Skulltula. And that is number 97, 3 to go. Never thought we'd say it, but it's in sight. I find it's easiest if you hang out sort of on the sharp bit of the leaf on this side, like kind of at the top here. Because it's going to be moving left to right, so if we jump off at the top, just kind of step off, versus left to right, he'll try to either get stuck on the leaf, so push up right here. That's how you gotta do that. Otherwise, that could be very frustrating. But there it is. The final art piece here in Ocarina of Time. Let's celebrate by doing a backflip off and immediately eating into that heart container. It's like using your health insurance, right? Why else do you have it? Alright, so we have equipped the silver gauntlet. It looks cool. Looks like a power glove. The difference is this actually works. Anyway, so push this giant block out of the way into its slot there. Hit the switch here to open the door. No cause to attack the Beamos. We're gonna go left once again. And look, you were a Stalfos on the other side 7 years ago. Now you're a lowly Wolfos. His creepy eyes. And if you're quick enough, you can just, oh, he fell down there. I feel bad for that Wolfos. Fast enough, you get over there before he smacks you. Here's the compass, though. This might be the one instance, I think I said this earlier, where, oh, he lived the rest of his days in that little pit. We can go in the opposite door. This might be the only instance where we get the compass ahead of use the boots for this. I thought about putting him out of his misery, but if we weren't up against a wall, literally right there, just like these rupees. You can hear the gold Skulltula. It's behind that time block. Or come up with like a better name for that. I'm sure Nintendo did. So get in position. Close enough, I suppose. I feel like we're about to get smacked. This will clear this block out of the way, and we can collect gold Skulltula number 98. Yep. 2 to go. I like the camera work right there, though. That's pretty cool. It's like a reality TV show, and they've got cameras everywhere. This would be the reality TV show that I would watch. Oh, yeah, mind the like. I forgot they pop in very fast. If you're fast enough, you can just leave them to the same fate as that Wolfos. Just hanging out. There's another like which we can avoid if we're quick enough. Cutting through. This locked door, actually. It's just on the other side of this locked door. There's a little bit of a corridor here. Do a couple rolls. Mind the like. Climb up here. Creepy. And here we have a floor master that you can only see with that. I like to turn it off, though, because we don't get that same range. I think we had a similar deal in the... did I get the last one? Nope. Okay, there we go. Before it grew. I think I mentioned a similar thing in the bottom of the well, but... Alright, so just move this a few times. You'll get some fake meow chests on the way, but nothing of value. We just want to open up this door. Tell him what he hasn't won. It's almost like Nintendo. There it is. I knew it was coming and it still caught me. It's almost like Nintendo finished making the game. They're like, hey, you know, we still have like 200 chests in the budget that we didn't put anywhere. Oh, well. All right, let's wear the hover boots. This is a kind of a tricky walk right here. I like to line it up a little bit. Bit of a roll. And then put on the brakes. There you go. Zelda's Lullaby will bring in a chest on the opposite hand. I think this is pretty cool. My 3 like. New sitcom, Mind the like. Thursdays after Coach. Oh, Coach. Yeah, these boots are more of a liability sometimes. If only they had the traction, I'd be wearing those things all the time. Alright, small key, but that would kind of defeat the purpose, though. Alright, so there is, to get this gold Skulltula, a scarecrow. I like to go up the forearm a little bit here. This should be a good spot. Yep. Hey, Pierre. This might be the last sighting of Pierre in this game, so let's all give Pierre a big thanks. In this case, for getting us gold Skulltula number 99, people. We are 1 away from a very underwhelming prize. I can't stress enough how not worth getting all these is, but when you're doing the 100% completion, when you're showing everything, that's part of everything. Yeah, series wrap on Pierre. This is where the whole crew just round of applause for Pierre. So we grab the map. A little late, but alright, want to mention, you can turn around from this door to the left. There's a chest you can hookshot to with a rusty switch, and this will, you can hammer that, and it's just to make a little shortcut back to the start. We have no use for it at this point, so let's not do that, but let's mention that that's a thing. Dense fire on the Anubises, the Anubis. I feel more comfortable saying Anubis than Beam Eyes. Come on, buddy. Get a little bit closer. That's going to be a fun surprise. I don't know, that looked pretty cool. That was worth the damage. Alright, so we came in from that to where we want to go in this bottom right one, I guess, on the map. And this is the lazy way to do it. Let's see if this works. Aggro that Armos. Aggros that Armos. And then quickly run over to the door before he jumps off. You can also stand by the door and shoot him with an arrow, and that gives you a better window to work in, but whatever. I like the lazy route. Got another Iron Knuckle. This one will go down a lot easier. And we got Big Boy's sword. And we're a bit greedy. Like, sheds the armor little by little. Want those hearts. That should top us off. Perfect. And the odd temple with 2 treasures. Treasure guy just was like, oh. Threw it down, sleeping on the job. But we get the mirror shield. It's so beautiful. Look at that polished surface. Makes me want to wear gloves. Yeah, it attracts fingerprints like you wouldn't believe, but... So now I'm gonna backtrack just a couple rooms here so we can finally put our our mirror shield to good use. I'm very impatient. Just a couple low-grade hidden chests there. Just assume there's not a key in it if we're not messing with it at this point, but I love the mechanic of reflecting the light here. Even if that, oh my god, looks so tweaked out, gaunt. But here we go. There's a key. There's a chest we want to open. And now we're gonna backtrack back to the room with the Anubi's, and unlock the door with our key. And I find you can skip all this just by... We're such a wet blanket. Shigeru Miyamoto would not be happy with us, but whatever. That's why the long shot's in the game, so we don't have to figure out that stupid American Gladiators wall right there. A lot more fun than dealing with those BMO statues. Lasering you up, begging you to... Alright, in this room... Take out the fire slugs. Find you. It's kind of necessary to hit that, otherwise they'll just mess with you too much. But yeah, bomb that one fake door in the top left of the room. And that creates that that target and the platform you can go on. My goodness, just get down. Just trying to get the boss key here. I like the red outline on that shield too. That is tasty looking. All right. Hanger right here, go up. Getting close now. Begaron's sword, no problem for the reach through the gate there. This is a fun little puzzle. We just need to kill the Lizalfos here at the top. Kill these little guys if you want. They might just be more frustrating than anything, but we will need some bombs to open up this wall here. And then move the light over through the opening we just created. Kill the other Lizalfos. Move this just once. And they won't give you any indication that you've done what you needed to do, but go back to the original room. Make sure you roll into that. That's a very important part of it. And now we got the light that we need to tweak out this sun. Going all in, and this will, once he's properly tweaked, we'll ride this down, and one last use of the light here. Very cool. Use it to mess with the complexion of Mummy Lady, Mummy Queen. And now a long shot will get us across here. Looks like a Banjo-Kazooie. Great right there, but alright. Fun slash annoying, but well, alright. Kind of a mini boss before we get there. Ladies. Looks like someone is here. Kume. Kotake. Yeah, they didn't really translate or westernize a lot of these names. lesson. Loyal minion. Oh, we've already taken down 2 Iron Knuckles. What's one more? On our behalf. You almost expect them to speak in rhymes like Gruntilda. That's pretty cool. I mean, there's axes on the wall, but that's pretty cool. And I got Banjo-Kazooie on the brain. You want to dance? Take you down like I've taken down all the others. You're exactly the same. Just have sweeter looking armor. Simple as. It's Naburu. Didn't hurt you, did I? Feel bad for her. She's been under their spell for 7 years. Let her go, Kotake and Kumi. May. Oh, feel for her. That's a shot in the demo mode. I love that shot, but we gotta save Naburu. They're like, hopefully this guy will... They never even acknowledge us. They're like, hopefully he'll just leave. Alright, time for the actual proper boss battle. And I hope you got some patience for this one. Stupid kid. Sacrifice of the great Ganondorf. With my flame, I'll burn him to the bone. With my frost, I will freeze him to his soul. By my powers combined. I just learned Tom Cruise was meant to be Captain Planet's voice. Twinrova. Gary, what do you got for us?
Boss beater. Alright, Twinrova, this is a frustrating boss battle. Not necessarily difficult, but this can take a while if the sisters don't play along, if they stay too separated in this arena here. So you want to stay in one of the corners or one of the sides of that main platform. Try to keep both of the sisters in front of you whenever possible. They'll take turns shooting at you. When one of them shoots at you, you just want to get in a defensive position. You can target them if you want. Keep that shield up once they fire at you. This will reflect that element, and then you want to aim it either manually or with Z targeting at the other sister. So if she's flying by the other one, you can use Z targeting, and that'll automatically aim the reflection beam towards them. But once you hit any of the sisters, either of the sisters, 3 times successfully with those reflections, they'll form their second phase, Twinrova in proper right there. At this point, you want to collect 3 of the same elements in a row on your shield, so 3 ice in a row or 3 fire. This will cause you to build up and then fire back that element at them to stun them, so you can jump in and do some, a jump attack when you get there and a bunch of repeated stabs. You can take them down in one cycle with the Bigoron sword if you get enough licks in, but yeah, if you get 1 or 2 of those beams of the same color and then they fire the different one, just on target, jump out of the way, keep it. You want to get 3 in a row to stun them, but yeah, that's the strategy for Twinrova.
All right, thank you very much, Gary. Yeah, it's a battle which requires a lot of patience on our part. This next one will do it, and we'll get proper Twinrova. Let's do the auto-targeting. Oh, we're gonna get it. There we go. That's what the targeting computer's for. Let's get serious now, Kotake. Oh, okay. Double dynamite attack. The wink here. Huh? You hitting on us too? Me par for the course. Alright. You're the man, 3 of a kind. Let's give me some more frost. Oh, that was a stupid choice on your part. You can fix it though by giving me one more frost. Oh, why would you? All right. We get her in one run. All right. Hack away. The chest. Good lord, Link. That felt good. Efficient. I like their, unceremonious deaths here. What? Kume, what is that above your head? I don't know, but you have one over your head too, Kotake. I'm only 400 years old. 380. We're twins, don't try to lie about your age. It's nice of the whoever's manning the gate to the beyond lets them have this moment. I'll come back to haunt you. That will come back, actually. Not here in Ocarina, but... Alright, do not let me miss that final heart. Number 20 of 20 heart containers. There we go. Alright, as you follow along, let's go back to Fluff for another Fluff fact.
The Gerudo race, which was introduced to the Legend of Zelda series first here in Ocarina of Time, is inspired by medieval, Middle East Egyptian, and Arabic civilizations. The crest of the Gerudo resembles the Islamic star and crescent, and is featured throughout this game on blocks, floor switches, and the mirror shield item itself. The similarities to the Islamic symbol attracted some controversy upon the game's release, enough so to cause Nintendo to redesign the symbol in subsequent re-releases of the game. They even removed a sample of an Islamic prayer chant, which initially played in the Fire Temple dungeon in later versions. I guess Nintendo didn't realize they were violating their own censorship policies, which were admittedly a bit more lax by the late 90s.
Yeah, what's that about? Thank you very much, Fluff. Not that crazy. I think it was gonna be one of those carpenters. Professor the Hero of Time. Oh, nice. She said she was gonna make it worth her. She was gonna give us something. Can I still get that, whatever that was? Ooh, I like that orange. It's nice, got the yin-yang there. Slash maybe something else. Lovely. If I only knew you would become such a handsome man. I'm telling you, everybody's trying to mac on Link. Should have kept the promise I made back then. Yeah, you didn't know. How could you have known? We'd grow up to be awesome. There's Rauru. All of us, the 6 sages, have been awakened. Time for the final showdown with the King of Evil has come. No, I think time for the final showdown with the final Gold Skulltula. And I got someone waiting for me at the House of Skulltula, actually. So in the southeast area of Zora's Fountain, right outside of the Fairy Fountain, you will find the Great Fairy Fountain, the Silver Boulder, which we can now pick up. Number 100. Right here. It's the last one. Oh, I'm so happy. All right, let's play the shadow theme. And this is the most underwhelming. For all the effort put into this, the most underwhelming prize. I would prefer he gave me nothing, actually, given how much I've complained about this in particular. Warp speed. Close enough. How long have we been complaining about how we don't need money? It's been a while. But the final gold Skulltula, and this guy is back to his regular form. 100 on the board. It's like a buff Conan O'Brien if he was an elf and bald. I don't know if he's an elf, but... Yes! Token of my appreciation, please take it. 200 rupees. Not only that, he'll show them every time. I love his little dance, but seriously, you have to die after all that work. I do like his little dance. It's still not worth it. Yeah, if you go back in, he'll give you another 200. What's the point at this stage in the game? Such a middle finger from Nintendo. Whatever. Let's go to the Temple of Time. And let's finish Ocarina of Time. Wait, didn't we warp in? Oh well. Sheik. Hero of Time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. I have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell you. Only you. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Sheikahs. Here we go. I guess we can let Ganondorf be evil for another couple minutes. Alright, as you follow along, let's go to Fluff for some Fluff facts related to the direct follow-up sequel to this game in Majora's Mask. Fluff?
Ocarina of Time is succeeded by The Legend of Zelda's only other N64 title in Majora's Mask. If that game feels very much like a spin-off of this title, it's in large part due to the fact that it reuses a lot of the resources from Ocarina of Time in characters, enemies, and even the concept of the Ocarina. As I mentioned earlier in talking about the Master Quest, lead designer on Ocarina, E.G. Aonuma, was tasked with creating a kind of Ocarina remix with updates to the existing dungeons, something he wasn't particularly keen on. In response, Shigeru Miyamoto challenged Aonuma's team to create a brand new game based on the same engine, albeit an upgraded version which utilized the Nintendo 64's 4MB expansion pack. The repurposing and reusing of resources was done out of necessity to save time by the relatively smaller development team who managed to finish the game in just 15 months, a much shorter development cycle versus the 5 years Ocarina took to complete. Despite reusing the same engine and resources, the quick turnaround time took a serious toll on the developers, who were forced to work compulsory overtime hours and actually worked their frustrations about being overworked into the game's script as complaints from a variety of characters. Despite the development crunch, the game was a critical success, holding a score of 95 on Metacritic, with many reviewers praising some aspects as being superior to Ocarina, with many praising the expanded mask system and the convention of the repeated 3-day cycle, which the game revolves around in particular.
All right, thank you very much, Fluff. Yeah, I beat that game for the first time on Let's Play with Brigands a few years ago, and very much enjoyed it. A lot more, certainly, than when I was playing it at a much younger age, and at some point, I think my save file got corrupted or something, and midway through the game, and I vowed to never play it again, so it's glad to finally get some closure on that, but yes, very good game in its own right. Ichiro, the carpenter, you met him earlier. Oh, it's Sheik. By which I mean, it's like, oh. Everybody got that like 7 hours ago, right? I don't want to say it, but I may have said it. On that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule Castle. saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant input. And I did one heck of a throw. Fucking Heisman right there. What did I say? Yeah, it's like Elway arm. Good lord. She hurled that thing. As long as you had the Ocarina, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the Sacred Realm. Yeah, you didn't read the fine print. That didn't matter at all. After you open the door of time. Yeah, I probably should have closed the door behind me. Yeah. Kind of a bad time. So none of this would have happened had we just, like, stayed in Hyrule 7 years ago, if I just stayed in my bed. Nothing bad would have happened. Now you're back. The Dark Age ruled by Ganondorf, the Evil King, will end. 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Ganondorf back into the Sacred Realm. Oh, I like it. Entrapment. Vanish from Hyrule. Won't hold up in court, though. You got my courage? It'd be weird if I said no after he said I owned the Triforce of Courage. And now the final arrow in the game. I was about to say item, but that's not true. We have one more item to get. This one we will use. Fire arrow had its purpose every now and then. One more coming up, actually, but the light arrow. Oh, yeah. It just reminds me, anyone remember ring pops? That's what that light arrow, all the arrows really. The fire looks like a cherry ring pop with a arrow in it, I guess, but still. Just looks like the candy coating of, Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor, I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. I gotta know you were chic. Dang it. It's like I had you to my New Year's party like 6 years. 6 of those 7 years. Oh well. Looked like our hair was breaking through the, whatever that crystal is. Power of the Triforce of Courage. You're not giving me any credit whatsoever? A little bit of it was the professor, though, right? Or professor. Alright, let's go fishing. No, let's go rescue Princess Zelda. End the evil. Whistle pops were good, too. Melody pops. I want that t-shirt still. Every now and then put on Pluto TV and see like an old Legends of the Hidden Temple, and I see the melody pops. I want that t-shirt. But anyway, I digress. 6 sages. Can you make me a bridge? How about the 4 carpenters come out and just make me a bridge? You didn't need any of this. You should have just called us. They did fix the bridge back Gerudo Valley way for what it's worth, but so colorful. Rainbow Bridge. Delicious. Yeah, I just want to lick it. He's right to give it a little test there, but alright. So there are going to be 6. We're going to skip this initial area, just roll right through. There are 6 kind of mini dungeons, very tiny dungeons, which we need to conquer, each of which to access Ganon's main area there in that central kind of column. So we're going to start with the Shadow Temple mini dungeon, because we actually get a useful item for doing this one first. One which we'll actually need to... Did I roll off the edge there? So light this up. This is very similar to Link to the Past, where you'd use your flame wand, I guess. That's what we had. We had the different rods, not the arrows that shot out different elements. That might have been a... okay. Yeah, we had the rods in Link to the Past. But hit that switch. Open this chest for the final item of the game. We have one spell to get left, but we'll need this item to get that spell. There you are. Golden gauntlets. Even more power coursing through your arms. It's kind of ridiculous what we can do with these gauntlets. If they ever made a power glove that worked, that's what I would liken these two. This two. So yeah, with the Lens of Truth, you can see this narrow little bridge for us. You don't need to light the torches for that, but yeah, if you wanted to hit the torch on the other side, you can keep those little blocks out and about. But see how short that was? Pull out your brand spanking new light arrows and hit that core dealy. I should have checked the pots. We do kind of need some magic. There's magic in the pots. One of the pots. Hey, Empa. Shadow barriers dispelled. Please save the princess. Alright, quick detour before we knock out any more of these mini dungeons. We go ahead and get that final magic spell. Not a spell, it's a passive, but it's a very good one. And another one of those abilities which qualifies for, we couldn't get this, like, in the first third of the game? Maybe at the halfway point? No? Okay. See, we're just a little bit faster with these shoes on. Because there's not nearly as much slowdown coming out of the roll like there is with the normal shoes. Trade-off is the lack of traction. Alright. Hang a left. And I'll show you the ridiculousness of which I was just referring to. If we'd come here earlier, we definitely would have been able to lift this. But, lift with your back, Link. Lifting with your back? Of course I'm lifting with my back. That's ridiculous. In fact, we're shooing for the next Strongman of Hyrule competition, but... And as you follow along, Fluff, I understand you have another fact to share with us as it relates to the soundtrack here in Ocarina of Time.
I praised Ocarina of Time's composer Koji Kondo earlier, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention that a lot of fans of this game have noticed a stunning similarity between Zelda's Lullaby, which admittedly is an updated version of the theme which appeared in Link to the Past, but a similarity between that piece of music and the 1976 instrumental piece from Canadian electronic music pioneer and composer Mort Garson, titled Concerto for Philodendron and Pothos. 4 seconds into that instrumental, listeners will undoubtedly hear the same 3-note melody which Zelda's Lullaby is based around and players play on the ocarina.
Yeah, I listened to that since you clued me into it, and yeah, I actually heard melodies similar to a lot of themes I've heard on the NES and beyond. It makes sense, you know, everything is inspired by something, whether it's subconscious or not, but yeah, kind of blew my mind once you first hear it for the first time, but thank you very much, Fluff. Alright, so our defense has been doubled, by which I mean every heart is worth 2 hearts now. Pretty sweet. It's like having 40 hearts. Again, something that probably would have been more use midway through the game, but we'll take it. At least we got all of our different tunics early on in this game so we could enjoy all the... Just realized we never took off this tunic. It's never necessary. They're just going to be in the mini fire dungeon here. It's going to say, it's too hot, we can't stay for long. You don't need to change. They give you like 2 minutes. More than enough time. Alright, so let's just do these in order of the temples as we took them on from this part. Let's go forest first. Plus, it's just right here on the right. Well, Din's fire, and that's not going to hit the one on the top, but use a fire arrow for that. And I think we're done with keys at this point. It's just garbage that we don't need, like arrows and bombs and stuff like that. Yeah, I just want a ring pop now. Kept thinking these arrows, elemental arrows, reminded me of something. Now I know what it was. Again, this is trying to get me to waste my... Alright, so this is a little tricky. We do need to play the Ocarina here, the Song of Time, as a block will appear. Gauntlets look kind of cool. Looks like a chicken. Kind of some sort of bird. Alright, so grab this. This will blow you over to the right. Something or other. Get rid of this Beamos here. A bit too much with him hanging around. Yeah, those hover boots certainly help here. And hit this to give yourself a thing which we can hook on to. Grab number 4. And number 5 over there. Probably want to wear regular shoes for that. And wait till this dies down. I realize we still have our blue flame. I don't think I mentioned this earlier. We could have used this to unlock the shop back at Zora's Domain, but they don't have anything that we need, so I never got around to doing that. There will still be a purpose for this blue flame. Alright, so let's make sure we grab these this time. It worked out. We saw the Great Faery. She topped us off. You don't need this blue flame for this area. They'll give you one if you don't already have one, but I like to say that we brought our own. Somehow that's cool. Like that arrow just... Hey, Saria. We're doing this pretty fast. She knows we're up against the wall, too. Has a strict 12-hour upload policy, Professor. Alright. I like the idea of Ganon's whatever cable television he's trying to watch. The signal's getting a little bit weaker. Up there in the penthouse. Alright, fire, red. This one's a little annoying. You gotta do this in a specific order, otherwise you're gonna have a bad time. And the hover boots actually help here because they don't weight down this platform in the middle as much as the other boots do. Or at all. Alright, so get these first 2 rupees. Lift. Okay, lift. Okay, lift this thing. This is why you would need to get to that shadow area first. You can't do these out of order. Or in order, excuse me. You have to do them out of order. And not only will this get out of the way so we can grab this rupee, but it creates a bridge so we can get the other rupee. So, we want to grab this one, but being that this one on the right is on a sinking platform, I think it's a little bit safer. By the way, take off the hover boots. They tend to not do so well on that when you're transitioning to that stone there. There we go. And now, pop them back on so we can take some time lining up our long shot without worrying about this thing sinking beneath our feet. Kind of bothers me that the Rogue Squadron symbol is a little askew there. I will still never not see the Rogue Squadron symbol. Again, another very solid N64 game. We've already got the arrows out. Ganondorf's feed just got a little bit weaker again, a little bit more snow in that picture. The adult channels that he's trying to watch. Except, why are you watching adult programming, Ganondorf? We already established you had an entire civilization of women where you're the only man and you're the king. Why is that off-center? Water temple. Blue last time I checked, and this one's down on the ground for some reason. I guess because there's water, it's underwater. Actually, I don't think it is. It's more ice. And there you go. If you need to refill it, there it is. But look, we brought our own from, I don't know, 4 hours ago. Been carrying that around for a long time. If we find another fairy. I'm taking one for the ride home. You never know. I mean, I do know, but still. It's satisfying. Doing the one shot with those. Again, more chests that we don't need. This is very simple. Not that the original one was all that difficult, but it may seem like you want to push the front one into that hole because it's already lined up with it, but that's the one you need to do because this is the one which you can use to push. If I could just, it's a little slippery. The ice plus the, and we do need one more actually. We got to use it up there, I forgot. The ice plus the hover boots, not the best traction. We're slipping, sliding. Paul Simon style. A rusty switch, for some reason. You think they would keep each of these miniature dungeons to just the tools that you needed to use in the full-size dungeons. Like, this feels more of a fire temple type thing, but not the case. And then we just climb up here. Alright. To your left. Spirit and light. Alright, Ganondorf's definitely banging the side of his TV at this point. Context. Yeah, I'm smacking with his hand. Rudo! There we are. Alright, let's go. Let's go orange. I like that color. Like a faded kind of orange. Yeah, this is very simple. Just a bunch of... You'll need some bomb chews in the next room. Just a bunch of easy to get rupees. What? Get out of here. He was sitting on one right there, as you can see. And the others are just hiding behind some Armo statues. Not difficult in the least. We get through without... Okay. Tank mode. Only losing 1/4 of a heart. And that's every other hit. It's 1/8 of a heart. Alright, let's take out these flame worm. I always blank on their names. I said it. Fire slugs. We use a bomb chew to hit that one in the back. If you don't have bomb chews, you can hit that switch. I think it'll drop in a chest to give you some, actually. So you really don't need to show up to this temple with Ganon's castle with anything, really. They'll take care of you for some reason. Burn the skylight out, and it's this one here. If you hit the others, I think that brings in a wall master, so that's a bad time. There we go. DQ nut. Might need one of those. Truthfully speaking, I think we can use one of those on Ganon in a little bit, but I think we'll be alright. Do enjoy that battle. she is. Kid? We established I'm not a kid anymore. It's a good color. Alright. Final miniature dungeon. Dungeon O Light. Ganondorf's definitely on the phone right now. It's like, come on. Well, what channels are down, sir? What were you watching when it went out? I'd rather not say. I'd rather... Whoa! Alright. Alright, yeah, that one definitely came down and hit you. I think to say that looked cool, but... This one looks like a... something about the design reminds me of Juji Fruit. Use the lens here to see the Skulltula. And if you don't even move in this room, I find the Keeses will not come at you, making this a whole lot easier. I killed all your buddies, how? Guess we're not quite done with keys. Just in this last little mini dungeon here. And this is our final Zelda's Lullaby right here. Feels kinda anticlimactic, honestly. Why are we having to play this just... It's not especially challenging is what I'm trying to say. I guess it's just for the symmetry, coming full circle. We've played the song a lot. Why not? More Starburst. And yeah, again, this isn't most clever. Just get all 5 of the silver rupees in 60 seconds. It's kind of hard to not get all 5 rupees in 60 seconds. And we can hook shot, long shot to this final one. Juji Fruit. And the final one, what? Oh, okay, sneaky. All right. That's not right. All right. That'll do it. He's gonna have to read a book now or something. He's gonna be very angry. And that's not a knock against reading. We're all about it. On this channel. It's a reference to the fact that he doesn't have the Triforce of Wisdom. Although I guess, truth to speaking, he does right now, but that's not his thing. So he doesn't appreciate reading. Alright. Down she goes. I gotta dig out Dad's magazines again, that's what he's thinking. Alright. The final stretch. 12 hours later. Ish. And a very nice detail, as we ignore the keys, a very nice detail of the creepy, ominous organ music in the background getting louder and louder as we get closer to the source. Gotta have his Phantom of the Opera moment, but one step at a time. A couple Stalfos, Stalfies, Stalfosi. A couple of these guys. I get a jump attack. I don't need it now. It's gonna be a pair of these guys later, and you do need to kill them quick. Ooh. In this case, once you kill one, it disappears, which is nice. Ganondorf not taking any chances, locking that door behind him at the top. And just a couple iron knuckles in our way. And there's a sweet spot. where you can hit both of them. Just, there's no guarantee that, yeah, once one of them gets a little bit more aggroed. Efficient. That felt good. I mentioned lately how much I love the Bigoron sword. I guess it gets louder now. And a lot of stuff in those pots if you need to refill, but during the battle, if you get knocked down, that's where you'll be sent, so, for what it's worth. Here we go. John Tesh? He's over there? So does a reaction like, wow, I didn't know Ganondorf could play like that. Like, wow. Way to tickle those, whatever the equivalent of, oh. It's a cool scene. But they taught me off there. Is that what they were implying? We don't even know. The Triforce parts are resonating. They are combining into one again. Jeez, poor posture much, Link? What is that? That's the posture of a man who just lifted one too many of those giant columns. These toys are too much for you. I command you to return them to me. Oh no, we've lost Navi. So we can't, actually we can't target him until we disable him with the light arrow, but Ganondorf. Gary, what do we do?
Alright, Ganondorf, at the start of the battle, you want to back up to one of the walls as that first row of blocks will be destroyed or drop out once Ganondorf does his little earthquake move, but at this point, he's just got two different moves. He'll do the volley attack, which is easy enough to return with your sword, or as Fluff mentioned, a bottle as well. Alternatively, he might do the spiral attack, which you can disrupt by shooting a light arrow at him while he's doing that wind up on that. If he gets that shot off, if you roll, if you dodge at just the last second, you can avoid it. But yeah, for the most part, it's just about returning that ball in the volley and then targeting him as you jump over, get that sword out, get a couple jump attacks in, just stab away, do some spin attacks, stack as many as possible. And again, the farther you are away from him, the longer that stun will be once you do make contact with that volley. But yeah, that's a strategy for taking down Ganondorf. Good luck.
Loving that bottle. Thank you very much, Gary. It's like, it's a little disrespectful you using the bottle in this battle. The bottle in this battle. So reliable. You don't have to worry about that sword like swinging low or swinging just off target. There we go. Jump attack for the almost win. I was always surprised they put this moment in here with the vomiting up the ooze. Then the cable guy ducks his head and he's like, "Oh, we fixed the cable, sir." "Oh, good. Link, join me. Are you a fan of this kind of entertainment?" I'm like, I'm a little uncomfortable, Ganondorf. Yeah, in the original versions, the very early versions of the game, it was red blood coming out, and I guess Nintendo was like, wait a minute, that's a bit much, that's a bit graphic, and I think maybe that would have even knocked up the rating on the game to something a bit more mature, so they adjusted that for subsequent releases of the game to just make it a nice vomit coming out of Ganondorf there. I guess that's better. Yes. Good game, everyone. Roll credits. Here she is. Huh? we have to talk about it? Shouldn't we, like, maybe be moving already? We have to explain it now of all times. Professor doesn't look like he's comprehending. What do you mean the tower's falling apart? Alright, let's see if we can do this in 2 minutes. I always felt like they gave you 1 minute too much, but... it'd be very tight, but it's just so much more dramatic. Getting out if you pretend you have a 2-minute timer. As if this wasn't intense enough. Where are you now? Oh, okay. Hug the left wall. Good luck. She's too particular about staying by her. Alright, so we wasted some time here. Oh yeah, yeah, they did put in a thing that anti-cheat where, yeah, if your copy like isn't verified, then you literally can't get past a closed gate at this point in the game. They wait till the absolute last possible moments of this game to punish you. Kind of respect that. I didn't get hit. It's fine. God, if you've been with me my entire journey, haven't you been watching me as Sheik? Seeing the results I've been getting? Like, this is small potatoes. I didn't know Stalfos had that kind of power. Alright, let's see if we take these guys down without them reanimating. Not the worst idea to get a hit in on both of them before you put either one of them down, but that'll do. That was efficient. Take those hearts too. Still have 47 seconds. Man, it would have, as an aside, been really useful to have Zelda around this entire game. Princess Zelda, the door's locked. I got it. Gate's up. Closed. I got it. I don't feel like finding those other 50 gold Skulltulas. I'm on it. So many missed opportunities. It's fine. I stopped off. Look at my health bar right now. Barely lost 1 heart. 23 seconds. I thought we'd get by him. Redid's like,
good luck, Link. You guys will make a very attractive couple. I have a good feeling about you two.
alright. That's it. 7 seconds to spare. With the real timer, wink wink. Nice. Yeah, that would have been a lot more dramatic. I didn't even play that well. Steam coming out of the sides. What was in there? Heck yeah. So many developers love that last shot of the bad guy's face being razed to the ground. It seems to store a lot of explosives in there. It's his Link has defeated me / the cable's out contingency plan. Just burn the whole place down. There you go. It wasn't such a bad little castle, after all. Professor, I'm sorry I couldn't help you in the battle. Yeah, you were kind of useless. Actually, You haven't really been all that much help the entire game, so wasn't... I didn't notice. Sure, it's just like a cockroach or something. Magical cockroach. Oh, zombie Ganondorf. Cool. He's actually not that big. He seems like he'd be really big, but he's not that big. All right. The final boss of Ocarina of Time, Ganon. Oh, that's probably not good. That's not the Biggoron sword, right? Oh, we're good. We're good. All right, final boss here in the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Ganon himself. Gary, take us home.
Boss beater. All right, there's a number of different ways to take on Ganon here at the end of Ocarina of Time. I prefer rolling through the legs, not even necessarily targeting. Sometimes the targeting can target the wrong thing and get your roll off target, so to speak. I just like to roll through those legs, target that tail, hit it with the sword, hit it with the hammer, whatever you got at that point. Don't have the Master Sword right away. Note that we do need to use the Master Sword for that final hit, but yeah, just keep repositioning after you get that hit in. You can't stack hits on Ganon. Hit him in the tail. He'll turn around, so make sure you're right in front of him before he gets an attack off. Roll through those legs again. Repeat that. For what it's worth, you can use the light arrows, you can use Din's Fire, the long shot, and the Deku Nuts. In that order of the longest stun to the shortest stun to stun Ganon and make it a little bit easier to make contact with that tail, but shouldn't be necessary. Just roll through the legs. It's a good time. Keep stabbing away. Get that Master Sword, deliver the final blow, and congratulations, you've beaten maybe the greatest game of all time. In the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, congratulations.
Excellent work today, Gary. Thank you very much. Great tips. I guess we do need to put in that final lick with the Master Sword, but still. I'll use it until we get there, I suppose. Finish it off. I just don't want to go back into the menu again. I'm done. I'm done running, by which I mean bringing up the menu. Just feels so good. That roll, that doesn't feel good, but it's like he's got a pair of Biggoron swords. Big Goron's like, hey, his money's just as good as anybody else's. Actually, he actually had money. You didn't pay me at all, kid. You just gave me some eye drops. Can't be too upset. One more hit. One more hit. Oh, that might have done 2 hearts. 1 heart, 2 hearts. Alright, he's got a few left in the tank. There we go. Didn't know you could do that. Again, that probably would have come in handy over the course of my adventuring. Grah. Took it out of her. It's almost like it's about to shoot a beam out, but no, they didn't. As we learned, they didn't put that in. Oh, yeah. Green ooze in this version. Kind of like Goma, the way he's flailing about there. There we go. Ancient creators of Hyrule, now open the sealed door and send the evil incarnation of darkness into the void of the evil realm. Or did I give him the fish voice? I don't remember. It's been a long 12 hours. half the sages sit around talking about how cute Link is. Gerudo is like, of course he is. He's my brother. Impa's like, shut up. I don't care. And Rauru just doesn't even know what we're talking about. Curse you, Zelda. Curse you, sages. But most of all, curse you, Professor. Curse your infotainment-based walkthroughs. Ooh, alright. Opening the door there, more ways than one. But for now, we're already a hero. As long as the Triforce of Power is in my hand. Yeah, we probably should have chopped that off. Well, it's not from a lack of trying. I chopped him quite a bit. Skies never look so blue. Have a really long hook shot to get up here. Wow. Is this safe, as an aside? Thank you, Professor. Thanks to you, Ganondorf has been sealed inside the evil realm. Thus peace will once again reign in this world for a time. Till it's time to make some more money. I hear ya. Yeah, probably not something a 10-year-old should be. Master sword to rest and close the door. Okay, but I get to keep the Bigoron sword, right? I don't care about the Master Sword, but... But I could do stuff I can't when I was a little kid. Oh man, kind of begrudgingly handed it back over. Oh, that's nice. Still got that crappy one that Saria gave us, I guess. Go home, Professor. Regain your lost time. Nope, we gotta play Majora's Mask. We gotta live that adventure. She didn't wipe it off first, that's a good sign. That's how teenagers think when you're 17 years old. You're like, oh, she drank that cup right after me. Alright. Thank you, Professor. Goodbye. Just say I'll see you in 7 years, in this form at least. Legend of Zelda games always have great endings. This is how you need to do an ending. Other developers, take note. After a long, fulfilling adventure, you want to see the fruits of your labor here. You want to see all the characters that you've encountered hanging out together. Koji Kondo. Gonna credit that one guy, Mort Garson. Hey Lola, you went first. I just give you some nice shots, but vacant. No one around. It's definitely Goron City, right? Yeah. Yamamoto. Not sure why I felt the name, just read that one. Need to read that one name out. My brain's a little gone, forgive me. King Zora's gone. He got up? He didn't get up for 7 years. How's that possible? How did he fit through that little hole, too, by the way? How's he get around? Oh, there's the Deku sprout. Deku tree sprout. Still looking like it's chewing on some cud there. You're thinking, where is everyone? Everything's deserted. Where did everyone go? Zora got his hover round. Remember all that voice acting we enjoyed? Be free, Epona. Till our next adventure. Run the plains. And Lake Hyrule, and that's about it. It's about the only places you're welcome. And Lon Lon Ranch. Speaking of which... Yeah, this is how you do an ending. Everyone gathered for the party of the decade. The century, mind you. Ingo and Talon. Trunk off their butts. There's that item guy and just all the townspeople. All 100 people showed up. There's Grindbox guy, whatever. There's the carpet guy and the magic bean guy and the laboratory guy. I'm glad I remembered everyone's names. There's all the carpenters. Maybe I had some of them mixed up, whatever. Thought those were some of those guys. There's... Oh, fishing guy. Oh, guy that thinks everyone's disgusting. Big Goron with the Cuckoo lady. She's got the 3 special Cuckoos, I guess. A couple Gorons. Big Goron dancing. Those 2 people are dancing. The Gerudo people hanging out. This is always a nice shot right here, but I kind of always wanted King Zora to be like, you're not gifted, and just like do his little scooch away from him thing. Nice. All the sages flying overhead. Super Mario Club. Just a lovely ending, and then all the sages hanging out. Sorry, Darunia. They have some things in common, I guess. Their mutual attraction to Link. Impa looking to the sky. You get a shot of Rauru as the owl flying around. Wait for it. Just like how they ended Link to the Past, the Master Sword sleeps once again where it belongs. You'd have like that Tom Hanks in Big moment checking down. Oh, classic. You abandoning me now, Navi? Now that our journey's over? Crap, I left the gas on. This entire game. That's how you do an ending. Fantastic. Well, that's our time for this week. That is more than our time for this week, actually. And we got it just under that 12-hour cap. Just a little bit of editing. And we managed to squeeze it right under there. But yeah, that is a record which will stand for a very long time here on Video Games 101 for our longest class. But I can't think of a better candidate. Huge thanks to all my TAs for helping me out in this game in particular. Really, really appreciate it. Again, did this one live, referenced that a few times, so a huge thanks to everyone who tuned in to watch this as I was playing through live. And yeah, If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to enroll in these classes. We do one of these classes every single week in the same spot. We'd love to have you enrolled. Click that like button too. It really does help us out to make future classes for you. And leave a comment about anything and everything about The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Where do you rank this on the best of all time, your favorites of all time? Where does it place in those respective categories? Because they're not always the same thing. I can acknowledge that, but again, up against the cap here. So that's going to do it. We'll see y'all next week in the same spot for next week's class right here on Video Games 101. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you. And check the description of this video to see what song is playing right now.